Hi, everyone, this is the Encyclopedia channel. Do you have the habit of drinking coffee often? Coffee, tea, and cocoa are known as the three major beverages in the world, and the three are very rich in caffeine, which can refresh you and reduce muscle fatigue. In addition to some benefits, there are also many side effects, which are also very important to your health. So, what are the effects of caffeine on people? Watch this video to find out the answer. Caffeine is a widely used central nervous system stimulant that is widely used in coffee, tea, cola, and some drugs. It has the effect of refreshing, increasing alertness, improving cognitive function, and increasing physical performance. Let's learn more about caffeine's chemical structure, mechanism of action, physiological effects, side effects, intake, and health effects. The chemical structure of caffeine is 1,3,7-trimethylxanthine, CAH10N402. It is a white crystalline powder, tasteless and odorless. In nature, caffeine mainly exists in coffee beans, tea leaves, cocoa beans, and some plants, such as cola nuts, currants, etc. Second, caffeine works primarily by interfering with adenosine receptors. Adenosine is a neurotransmitter that inhibits nerve activity. When adenosine binds to adenosine receptors, it suppresses the activity of neurons, causing fatigue and sleepiness. Caffeine can competitively bind to adenosine receptors, preventing the binding of adenosine, thereby reducing the inhibitory effect of adenosine and increasing neuron activity. This causes people to feel excited and alert. Caffeine has various physiological effects. First, it refreshes and increases alertness. Moderate caffeine intake can help people stay awake, energized, and reduce fatigue. Second, caffeine is widely used as a cognitive enhancer. It can improve mental reaction speed, concentration, and memory, helping people better handle complex cognitive tasks. Additionally, caffeine has been shown to enhance athletic performance. It can stimulate fat oxidation, help people burn more fat during exercise, and improve endurance and physical performance. In addition, caffeine also has antioxidant effects, which can help neutralize free radicals and reduce the damage to the body caused by oxidative stress. While moderate caffeine consumption is safe for most people, some side effects may occur in individuals who consume excess amounts or are sensitive to caffeine. Here are some common side effects. First, excessive caffeine intake may lead to feelings of anxiety and restlessness. Caffeine stimulates the central nervous system and increases excitability in the brain. Excessive intake may lead to anxiety, nervousness, and feelings of restlessness. Second, caffeine can affect sleep. It can prolong wakefulness, interfere with sleep quality, and cause insomnia problems. Consuming too much caffeine, especially at night, may make it difficult to fall asleep and interfere with a full night's rest. Third, caffeine can affect the cardiovascular system. It increases heart rate and blood pressure and has some effects on the cardiovascular system. For some people, especially those with pre-existing cardiovascular disease, excessive caffeine intake may increase cardiovascular risk. In addition, caffeine may cause digestive problems. It stimulates stomach acid production, which can lead to problems like heartburn, stomach ulcers, and indigestion. For people who are prone to stomach pain or digestive problems, caffeine intake may exacerbate these symptoms. In addition, long-term high-dose caffeine users may experience withdrawal symptoms when they suddenly stop caffeine intake. These withdrawal symptoms can include headaches, fatigue, anxiety, irritability, and difficulty concentrating, among others. Therefore, for people who consume a lot of caffeine for a long time, the intake should be reduced gradually to reduce the appearance of withdrawal symptoms. When consuming caffeine, you also need to consider the appropriate intake. The World Health Organization recommends that adults consume no more than 400 milligrams of caffeine per day, equivalent to about 3 to 4 cups of coffee. Safe caffeine intake may vary for children, pregnant and breastfeeding women, and certain groups of people, such as those with cardiovascular disease. Therefore, individual differences and special circumstances need to be considered, and it is wise to consult a doctor or nutritionist for individualized advice. At the same time, caffeine also has a very significant impact on health, such as cardiovascular health. Moderate caffeine intake has been linked to a lower risk of cardiovascular disease, stroke, and diabetes. However, For people at risk for cardiovascular disease, it is recommended to limit caffeine intake. Cognitive function and neuroprotection. Moderate caffeine intake improves attention, reaction speed, and cognitive function. Additionally, some studies suggest that caffeine may help protect against neurodegenerative diseases such as Alzheimer's and Parkinson's. Metabolism and weight management. Caffeine can promote fat oxidation and metabolism, which can help reduce weight and control body fat. Several studies have linked caffeine consumption to lower body weight, BMI, and waist circumference. However, it's important to note that caffeine is not a miracle drug for weight loss, and consistent healthy diet and exercise are still key to weight management. Bone health. Several studies have linked caffeine consumption to a decrease in bone density and an increased risk of osteoporosis. This may be because caffeine increases calcium excretion in urine, affecting calcium absorption and bone health. However, the findings in this area are still controversial, and more research needs to be done to draw firm conclusions. Reproductive and child development. The relationship between caffeine consumption and reproductive health and child development is unclear. Some studies have shown that excessive intake of caffeine may increase the risk of miscarriage in pregnant women and affect the growth and development of the fetus. Pregnant women and women planning pregnancy are generally advised to limit caffeine intake. It is important to emphasize that the effects of caffeine vary from person to person, and each person tolerates caffeine differently. For some people, small amounts of caffeine may have no apparent negative effects, while for others, even low doses may trigger symptoms of discomfort. The effects of caffeine are also influenced by many other factors, such as individual health status, route of intake, beverage, food or drug, time of intake, etc. Additionally, the form and timing of caffeine intake can affect its effects and effects. Caffeine is consumed primarily through drinking coffee, tea, cola, and other caffeinated beverages, and can also be ingested through certain medications and supplements. Different beverages and medications contain varying amounts of caffeine, so read labels carefully to find out how much. The timing of caffeine intake also needs attention. Due to the stimulant effects of caffeine, excessive caffeine intake may affect sleep quality, especially if consumed at night. Therefore, it is recommended to minimize or avoid caffeine consumption in the afternoon or evening, so as not to negatively affect sleep. The effects of caffeine vary from person to person, and everyone has different tolerances and sensitivities. Some people may feel high and uncomfortable with small amounts of caffeine, while others can tolerate higher intakes. An individual's genetics, age, gender, health, and other lifestyle habits can all affect the response to caffeine. Therefore, it's important to know how your body responds, and to moderate your caffeine intake on an individual basis. At the same time, caffeine intake should also be considered in conjunction with the overall diet and lifestyle to ensure the maintenance of healthy living habits. For those looking to cut down on caffeine, here are some options. Gradually reduce caffeine intake. You can gradually reduce the amount of coffee, tea, or other caffeinated beverages you drink. Gradually reducing your intake can help your body adapt and reduce withdrawal symptoms. Choose decaffeinated or decaffeinated options. There are many decaf or decaf coffee, tea, and other beverage options on the market. These options can reduce the amount of caffeine you consume. Consider alternatives. In addition to coffee and tea, there are many other decaffeinated beverage options such as juices, herbal teas, still water, and more. Be aware of the caffeine content in foods. Caffeine is not only found in beverages, but also in some foods, such as chocolate, cocoa products, certain candies, and medications. Know the caffeine content of foods and try to avoid excess. In healthy living, it is equally important to focus on an overall balanced diet, good sleep, and moderate physical activity. If you have concerns about your caffeine intake or caffeine-related health problems, it is recommended to consult a doctor or nutritionist, who can provide professional advice and guidance on an individual basis. In summary, caffeine is a common central nervous system stimulant with effects such as stimulant, increased alertness, and improved cognitive function. Moderate consumption of caffeine is generally safe and can provide many benefits, but people who consume excess or are sensitive to caffeine may experience side effects. Individual tolerance and responses vary, so caffeine intake needs to be tailored to individual circumstances and health goals, with attention to form, timing, and other lifestyle habits of caffeine intake. In case of any concerns or special circumstances, consult a physician or nutritionist for individualized advice and guidance. And maintain a balanced diet and a healthy lifestyle to maintain overall health. What is your opinion on this? Welcome to leave a message to discuss with everyone. Hey, if you like our channel, please subscribe us. Haha, remember to like it.